I decided to speak out, I decided to tell the truth, and no matter what, freedom is not free. So you guys remember where I'm standing because this is where the...
But see, when Ali Carter came back and, also addressed it, now that's just dead. They wanted to believe those phonies. They wanted to believe those fakes. Just like they wanted to believe Courtney Burgess.
If Ali Carter ended up gone tomorrow, would anybody really be shocked? Like, for real? Cause let's be honest, the way this industry moving right now, it's not even looking shady anymore. It's looking straight up expected. Ali been out here shaking the table like it's her life mission, dropping straight heat on the music scene, and she ain't keeping it quiet either. Nah, she's out here hollering at the top of her lungs. She's letting it be known. The women in this game ain't just about showing off their bodies anymore. They're out here getting into some dark stuff, talking rituals, snatching things they shouldn't, even claiming sacrifices and wild things like sipping blood to stay looking young. Normally, we'd toss this into the crazy internet talk pile, right next to the wild stories about Bigfoot and Beyoncé being a clone. But here's where it gets wild. Jaguar Wright came through and doubled down on everything, and then went even further. And listen, Jaguar been dragged through it, locked up, and nearly silenced for saying way less than this. So, if Ali Carter suddenly disappears or ends up in a real dark situation, don't act like you didn't see the signs. Jaguar even got on camera and dropped a bombshell, saying, "Y'all think Diddy the one plotting on Ali? Nah, baby. It's way deeper than that, and it ain't who y'all think." What we not saying is that she's lying. Let's make that clear. What we are saying is, the way Jaguar keeps sliding through the cracks like some kind of spiritual ninja. Either she's got heaven itself watching her back, or she's got the FBI straight up panicking, or maybe it's both working overtime. Jaguar herself said they already tried to take her out. They even came for Cat Williams too. And now, they done set their sights on Ali Carter, cause she's out here making way too much noise for their comfort. Right now, the whole scene looking like a straight up industry hit list. And let me tell you, these folks ain't going down quiet. No way. They're singing loud before they even think about bowing out. And guess what? Word on the street is, it ain't even Diddy pulling the strings behind the scenes this time. Nah, that's just a decoy. Just a smoky cover to keep people distracted. Allegedly, there's somebody way messier than Puff running the play from the shadows. Now hear me out, cause what Ali's been revealing ain't just unsettling. It's sickening to the core. She's not saying she's being watched or just followed around like some tabloid target. No, she's saying she's being hunted, like straight up hunted down, like a deer running for its life deep in the woods. And it doesn't stop there. She claimed straight up that some goons broke into her house. She didn't just say it, she backed it up with actual footage. She said they even tried to poison her, and now she's living in fear, not just for herself, but for her whole family. And let's be real here. Whether folks believe her or not, some cold facts remain. Somebody did tear up her entire home, somebody did leak her license plate to the streets, and somebody did expose her full home address for everybody to see. That ain't some made-up paranoia. That's real straight-up danger knocking at her door. That's straight-up receipts. But what's really got everybody shook to their core is why they're supposedly trying to shut her down. Sis is out here claiming she witnessed, with her own eyes, some top-tier, high-level entertainment heavyweights caught up in rituals so dark, it's like something ripped straight out of a horror movie nightmare. We're not just talking about body shipping. Nah, this is way beyond that. We're talking chains made of cold metal, animals involved in the sickest ways, and people bathing in, yeah, she said it, baby fluids. Like this is some twisted, real-life version of American Horror Story. And listen, she ain't saying this is some rumor from the grapevine. No way! She claims she saw all this madness go down with her own two eyes, people. Woo! Now, before we even unpack this next part, let me hit you with a trigger warning. Cause what Ali's describing sounds like a mashup between Saw X and some deep, dark, Bohemian Grove nightmare. According to her, and she's saying this loud and clear, allegedly, they're out here snatching young souls, as young as 3 or 4 years old, and dragging them into things too evil to imagine.
I still don't even know what words to put to that. I'm still trying to... It's a lot to process as an adult. It's a lot to process that they were called pigs. You can feed a pig anything, pigs will eat.
She claims these poor little ones are being tied up inside barns, attacked by animals, recorded for people's twisted entertainment, and then thrown into full-blown satanic rituals. She said, folks out here hanging young ones by metal hooks from the ceilings just to harvest their blood for something called adrenochrome. Now pause right there. Yeah, I know, it sounds like some wild story off a banned Reddit thread that went way too far, but she's swearing up and down that this is real life.
We lost our house. We lost our finances back in December. We're not gonna ask you for money, but I just want to tell you the truth because this is how it goes.
She's saying the reason people brush it off is because it's just too terrifying to accept. And honestly, that's the part that hits the hardest. Sometimes when something is so dark, your brain just straight up refuses to believe it. Where's the missing posters at? Baby, Allie came locked and loaded with an answer for that too. She's saying these ain't just regular kids from the neighborhood. Oh no! According to her, most of these victims ain't even from around here. She claims, allegedly, they're getting shipped in from third world countries, all quiet and low-key, like untraceable and disposable cargo. Makes you think, right? Ever stop and wonder why Diddy got slapped with that human trafficking charge out of nowhere? You thought it was just about wild parties? Allegedly, that was just the surface level, just the part they let you see. According to Allie, it runs way deeper than that. Rituals were allegedly a big piece of the puzzle too. Now look, we not saying this is stone cold fact, but we are saying it's mighty suspicious how so many celebrities got all these charity foundations set up in struggling countries. And somehow, kids just vanish and nobody blinks an eye.
It's funny, everyone else in the world seems to have a more accurate picture of the Carters than Americans do. Way the Daily Mail is just pulling up all those lovely pictures from a very, very young Destiny's Child and a very adult Mr. Carter.
But baby, brace yourself, because if what Allie's spilling is even halfway true, we've officially stepped into a whole new level of filth, top-tier depravity with no floor beneath it. She's claiming Diddy, allegedly, used to throw these twisted freak-offs where it wasn't just young girls caught up in the mess. Nah, young boys too, and it gets even more disturbing. She says they weren't allowed to eat before these sick events. Not because of nerves or anything like that, but allegedly, the goal was to make them physically ill, to have diarrhea and throw up on purpose. Now, here's the part that made my whole soul try to escape my body. She's saying some of Diddy's associates allegedly had a fetish for that exact thing. They wanted those young ones to get sick during the act, and if that happened, if they got sick on somebody, allegedly, they'd be forced to lay in it, eat it, and suffer through that pure humiliation while everything was recorded on film. Allie laid it all out like she had front row seats to the madness. She even gave it a name, y'all. She called it Pig Night. Pig Night. Can you believe that? Now listen, if she's making this up, somebody better go ahead and give her an Oscar, because that imagination is straight up terrifying. But if she's telling even an ounce of truth, baby, burn the whole damn industry to the ground. No survivors. So, what happened right after Allie unloaded all those explosive truth bombs? Somebody pulled up on her like it was straight out of The Purge. Her whole spot got turned upside down. Pure chaos everywhere. I'm talking busted up windows, furniture flipped like pancakes, drawers yanked out, like somebody was either hunting for something or wanted to send her the loudest, scariest message possible. And get this, she wasn't even home when it happened. Honestly, that alone feels like divine intervention, because if she had been there, we might have been hearing her name on a memorial right now. She went live right after, showing everybody the wreckage with her own camera. Broken glass scattered, her place looking like a tornado rolled through it. She said loud and clear that they didn't just come to scare her, they came to silence her. But Allie, she didn't back down, not even close. She started pointing fingers, calling out names without hesitation. She said straight up that people from certain organizations, allegedly connected to some big shady names, leaked her home address, her license plate, her exact location, and basically painted a target on her like she's a full-on threat to national security. Now, this right here, this part hits different. See, Allie ain't just out here crying over her own safety. Nah, she's breaking down over the people closest to her. Her family, her friends, her man, her child. She's saying loud and clear they didn't ask for none of this. They didn't sign up for the storm that came crashing down. They just ended up caught in the blast radius, like innocent bystanders in a war they never saw coming. Picture that for a second, being hunted down, stalked like prey, and poisoned, just for speaking your truth about what you witnessed. And it don't stop with her. Now, she's forced to live with this gnawing fear every single day, The fear that her mama might get snatched up, that her cousin could get ambushed, or even worse, that her baby could go missing in the blink of an eye. Now that is a whole different, bone-deep kind of terror. She even said, and I'm quoting her directly, "Y'all took everything. The only thing I care about now is the people I love, and I can't even get them out the way." Woo! That one right there sends a chill down your spine. And whether you believe her or not, tell me, does that really sound like someone just chasing clout? No way. That sounds like a woman flat out running for her life, desperate to save the people she loves. But listen, let's be honest here. We not just gonna sit back and nod along like everything Allie's saying is pure, undeniable truth. Nah, we gotta ask the tough question. What if this is all cap? What if this whole situation is really just a full-blown mental spiral, wrapped up tight in trauma and the need for attention? It's possible. Real talk. We've seen it happen before. Sometimes people lose themselves so deep in fear and pain, they start seeing demons hiding in every shadow. Sometimes, trauma plays tricks on your mind, and you end up believing things that never even happened. That's real. But here's where it gets even messier. But that's not the only road this could go down. 'Cause what if the reason Allie's story sounds so wild, so outlandish, so straight up unbelievable is 'cause it's actually that dark? What if the reason it hits like a twisted movie script is 'cause the truth's been buried so deep under layers of PR spin and cover-ups for decades? And let's not act brand new about it either. Remember, folks laughed off that whole Epstein situation too, until they couldn't laugh no more when the ugly truth hit the front pages. So here's how we gonna play this, fam. We're gonna hold space for both sides of the coin. Yes, it's possible Allie could be exaggerating. Let's be real, trauma has a way of stretching your reality. Mental strain can make the lines between memory and nightmare blur until you don't know what's what anymore. But also, let's not pretend like the system hasn't made a whole career out of chewing people up and spitting them out before anyone even realizes they were out here trying to sound the alarm. It's always easy to slap the crazy label on a woman, especially when the stuff she's screaming about sounds way too outrageous to be real. But let's not forget, history is packed with folks who got laughed at, dismissed as delusional, right up until the receipts slapped across every major news outlet. So maybe, just maybe, Allie is crying out for help in the only way she knows how. Maybe she really is being hunted, stalked like prey, or maybe it's both. Maybe she saw horrors no human soul should ever witness, and now she's unraveling, struggling to make sense of it all while the weight of it crushes her. Either way, one thing is crystal clear. She ain't the first to go through this nightmare, and if this vicious cycle keeps spinning, she sure won't be the last. But now, let's get real. What do you think? Do you truly believe Allie Carter is being hunted down because she dared to expose the industry's darkest corners? Or is this a raw, painful case of trauma bleeding out all over live video? Is Jaguar Wright proof that truth tellers always pay the heaviest price first? But here's the part that really makes you stop and think deep. If what these women are spilling is even remotely true, how many more gotta cry out in pain and fear before people finally wake up and listen? How many more lives gotta be torn apart? How many more folks gotta risk everything they got, screaming their truth into a world that acts like it's deaf, before the truth finally cracks through the noise? How many times they gotta beg for someone to care, for someone to pay attention, before it's too late? Because if this is real, if even a piece of it is real, then ignoring it is the biggest mistake of all. So let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Seriously, I want to know exactly what y'all are thinking about this wild situation. Don't hold back. And you already know, I'll catch y'all on the next one.